practice and play the features that I'm showing you for this session on your own, at least it kind of, you'll have like a little guide if you want to download this flip chart. So feel free to go to bit.ly, bit.ly/tips, tricks. Make sure the T is capitalized in both, and AI is also capitalized. So again, you'll have this flip chart that will kind of, you know, give you some time to be able to practice and do the things. So some things are repeat in this session that I showed you in the other session. So I don't need to talk about some of those. We already kind of talked about the text, right? What an object is. Is that okay that I don't go over this again, Christine, even though you're recording it?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And then we already talked about actions, right? How we can drag them onto our flip chart so that kids can access them from a different spot on the flip chart rather than the toolbar. And drag and drop shortcut shows you that. This was just going to be a spot for you to do your turn. Drag a copy, already showed you that. Okay, so inserting resources.
But I have a quick question about
Yes.
objects real quick. Okay, so like in the Smart Notebook, there's a way to like lock in your objects so the kids can't move them, and then also make it into like an infinite cloner so they can like just keep thinking.
Yes.
Is there a way to do that too with our objects?
Right. So this right now, if I hover over it, you can tell it's like a little green button comes up. So
Yeah.
it's set up with a with an
Infinite cloner.
infinite cloner. We don't call it infinite
Well, yeah,
cloner.
I'm sure it has-
We call it drag a copy.
Okay, so that's
So,
all it is. Okay.
Yeah. So what I do is let's say I want the pig to
Yeah.
be drag
So
a
dragon
copy.
copy is what your guys did.
Yep. So I just
Okay.
right click
You
on
showed us
it.
how to do that. Okay.
Yeah, right click on it, and then since it is an object that's used so much, we put it in the right click option.
Okay.
So drag a copy, it's already selected, so then I just click it and it makes more copies.
Okay.
Yep. And then, but you said something else too.
And how to lock the objects so the kids can't move.
Okay, yes. So obviously you want them to move this one, but you might want them to move the piggy bank, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna kind of slide this guy up. His kind of big, so I'll just kind of make it a little bit smaller. It doesn't look the best, but so if I want to lock an object, I would again right click on it, and then I can lock it.
Okay.
So just select locked, and then now when I'm in presentation mode, they can't move it, but they can move this.
Anchor is for class flow, lock is for ActivInspire.
Exactly. Yep. Right click for.
Hey friends, if you're hungry, your food is here. It's in the teacher's lounge.
So you do have some, yeah. So if you want to, you can just right click on things. Oops, I'm in presentation mode. I'm in design mode, and right click
make
on
a
it.
blue and an orange snowflake on our walls because I can see myself doing that and sending a tech request. I can't get it to work.
Right.
It's all gonna be that dumb little click.
It is convenient, and I do it all the time. And I've used ActivInspire for.
Anybody want a lunch? No. It's the ones they brought it from the high school.
I would love one if I could have one.
Yeah.
Take advantage of that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll totally take one. Yeah.
He's from home. Thank you.
Yeah. So, but yeah, locking an object is just as simple of a right click and locking it, and then I can group things too. So, did we talk about grouping? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Geez, I might have talked to you about too much stuff in the intro. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so inserting resources. So basically what I have here is, I have no idea why that's up. We're gonna delete that guy. There we go, that's okay. Okay,
To get that off. Sorry.
to get this guy off?
Yeah.
Well, he's my, I don't even know why he's on there to begin with.
But I know that's gonna happen to me and I'm like, how do you get him off?
And I can't click on this.
That little circle guy.
Yeah,
Menus.
it's this little active
Just click on
instructions,
it.
and I don't know why.
Go over on your toolbox.
No, I didn't select it over here.
It's up above the line.
Yeah. So I must have. Maybe I had fat fingers, but I clicked the express pull.
I can't either. The last one I got.
Is it not working totally? Certain things.
You can't
Take them
open the when you go to the bit.ly, it says download, I download, and then when I click for it to open,
It did the same thing
Nothing.
for the last one too.
I
Now, the
wonder,
last one I had, every slide she had, I was able to follow right along.
No, neither one of mine worked.
I wonder if they do, are they blocking bit.ly short links? Sometimes they can block
Yeah,
bit.ly
no,
short
the last-
links.
She had me log out and restart and log
So
back in
then I didn't
and
know
it
if I had
worked
to
then.
go open ActivInspire somehow, but I can't open ActivInspire.
That's what that's what happened to me. So that's when she said just log out, restart.
Sorry, ladies.
That's how we had to do it.
Okay, so on this page, I have basically ahead of time kind of put in some images. And when I go into the blue snowflake mode in presentation mode, you can see that I have, well, this guy's taking his jolly old time to load, but I've put in a video like I did for ClassFlow. And I put in a link to go to ABC, right? And I put in a link to maybe go to a website. So you do have lots of different ways to be able to, you good? Okay.
The bonsai sauce.
You do have lots of different ways to insert links, media, and resources into ActivInspire as well. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So,
They basically cleared out what was left of it.
Well, there isn't enough for everybody.
I'm a
I
vegetarian,
I don't eat it.
so I do not.
I'm
I
not
don't eat
eating
it. You guys can eat it. This
I'm
is
not
your
eating
I
your
did
food.
eat a PBJ real quick.
I already ate lunch.
No, if somebody needs it, take it. I'm not going to take your
this
food.
one.
Is Jenny gonna share that?
No, please take it. I'm not
That's up to you.
going to.
I like I said, I grabbed the PBJ.
Okay, so let's kind of seriously get that turned.
Chicken.
I don't care. I'm
It's just,
I did sign up. What, why are you not eating?
No, I'm fine.
You said you were starving.
No, I had a protein bar. I'm good. I'm good.
I don't need all this.
No, you're good.
One of each, you need a dress.
yeah, I was supposed to say it. I already ate.
Here, you give up some of yours and I'll give up
No,
some
no,
of
no,
mine.
no,
Here.
no. Seriously, ladies, please
I
don't.
need one of each. We insist, you're presenting. Oh my
You're
gosh.
getting food whether you
You
like
gotta
it or
have
not.
Scissors would be.
Yeah, we're having trouble. The bit.ly is not.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Not working for some reason, I'm not sure. I put
Okay,
it
so
in-
while you ladies are figuring that out, I'll show you
This
how
is, it
to.
says to download it, but then.
And you click on it, it's not opening yet.
Right,
Smarter than I am.
oh, there it is.
There you go.
So it's
Touch
probably
it.
just opened it in that without opening it all up.
You touched it.
Yeah, I guess. I touched it and made it do stuff.
Her magic buttons.
No, I've got it.
It happens a lot
I
with
need
me.
it over here then too. Mine won't open this time.
Hers is acting like mine was earlier, where it wouldn't even open ActivInspire.
Now, the last presentation she did, I was able to open. I don't know. It just opened.
I can probably use my fingers more than you, so
Oh my
you're presenting. So I'll use my fingers,
Oh my gosh.
and I'll take 3 napkins, and you'll get 2.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Log back in, like,
Restart.
Sorry.
Get some protein, girls.
Okay, so if I want to insert some features into my flip chart and have my students just tap on an object and have it go to a website, I can easily do that. So let's say I want a couple different ways that I want to do this. So here I'm going to bring in this dog again, right? So here's my cute little pug, and I'm going to make it smaller because we don't need it to fit that big of a space. But let's say when my students touch this picture, it's going to bring them to a video or something like that. So within my, I can either do a couple things. There's 2 different ways to do it. So it's a teacher preference. I'll show you both ways, and then you can decide what way, how you like to do it. So this little best friend button, right? The topper button is my action browser because I want to create an action to this object, right? So let's say I want this to be able to, maybe I want to tap it and it's going to bring up a highlighter. I mean, that may be kind of silly, right, for a picture of a dog, but you could do that, okay? Or what I want to do is here, instead of being on drag and drop, I'm going to be on current selection. And if I want it to go to a open website, let's say I want it to open up a website. These are all in alphabetical order. So before it wasn't scrolling for me, now it is. So who knows? But maybe I want to tap on this little picture of this pug, and go to a website. So I'm going to find open website, so that's O, right here, and I'm going to click open website. Then I'm going to type in my website. Let's just say it's Kahoot. I don't know, I just keep using Kahoot, right? So Kahoot.com. So I've typed in my website that I want my kids to go to when they tap on this image of the pug, but I need to select apply. So I'm going to select apply. And now if I hover over, I'm in snowflake mode, right? If I hover over, it's going to take me, when my kids touch this, it's going to take them to Kahoot. So that's just one way of being able to, thank you so much, of being able to get my students to like open up a website or do some kind of an action. So I selected open website, but I could have them open up a PDF, right? I could have them open up a file. I could do all these. I could have it go to the next page. You know how sometimes you have a little button that says next page? You could have it go to the next page, and it moves over to the next page for you instead. Do you want me to redo it?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
I see. No, please tell me. So let's say I'm going to put in, let me say I'm going to do a shape, right? And I'm going to put in here next page, right, for my kids. So I could group these objects, right, because right now they're not grouped. It's just kind of sitting on its own. Let me go off to the side. So I'm going to select this, and okay, I'm going to be in the selector tool. And I'm going to right click, or no, I'm not going to right click. Click on it, and I want to do that group button. So I'm going to group these. So now this is one object, right? I showed you that earlier, how you can group things. So if I want my students, I should have did an arrow, whatever, I didn't do an arrow.
Okay.
So here we go. I want this picture to have the ability to go to the next page when my kids touch it. So now here's my picture, right? I'm going to go to the next page, and it's selected. That's how I know it's going to go to this object. If I was on this object, it would go to this object. But right now it's selected, and I'm going to select next page and click apply. And then now if I click this here, it goes to the next page. Okay. You could even have it do a button over here that says start from the beginning, and it goes all the way back. So you don't have to, if you have like a 20-page flip chart, you know, that comes in handy for that.
That'd be good for like making a Jeopardy game.
Yes, yes, making a Jeopardy game. Perfect example. Because you never know where you just were at and stuff. Yeah, for sure. So the next page button is a huge one that teachers tend to use it for. Opening a website is another one that teachers like to use it for. But as you can see, there's like so many, you can see that it's doing it again for me. So many different options that
So
you
on the
can.
dog one, you use web browser?
Yeah, so on this
Okay,
one I
web
had it open website. Open a website.
Oh, open website, not
Yeah.
web browser.
Yeah, and you can even open a flip chart, right?
There's so many.
There's
things
so
that I
many.
like.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah.
Okay, there's open, okay.
So that was one way that I could do this
And I know why it didn't,
because I wasn't
Let
in
me
design mode.
and you have to have it like,
Yeah.
see.
See,
you don't
now
have
I'm in
anything
design
clicked.
mode. Now I'm in design mode. Oh, you have to do what?
You have to click on the picture or whatever it is you're attaching
You're
it
right.
to.
I love you.
Because I'm like,
You should come in my
how come I can't get that?
Yes. Okay, good. Thank you. So that's one way that I can get actions brought in. So if you're a teacher that tends to use actions, just again, that stopper is your best friend. There is, let me find another image. So let me bring in that beautiful beach ball again. And I'm going to make it smaller because he is ginormous. And I want to again, have an action set into it. So what I could do here is there's also an insert button up here on your menu button. So if I go to insert, I can insert a page if I want to here. I can insert questions, media, or links. So I'm going to go to link. And when I select a link, I have either a file, so I could do a PDF, a website, or an embedded HTML. So right now I just want it to open to a website. So I'm going to click website, and then I'm going to type in abcya.com. So I typed in my website that I want it to go to. But what is it gonna do right now? If you look at that, what do you think is the action? If I say okay, what do you think is gonna happen?
Just the text of one.
Very good. It's just gonna put the abcya.com as a text, and so the kids can click on it and go to it. But I want it to go to what?
The website. Yeah.
I want it to get, when the kids tap on it, the beach ball, right? So I can either have it an image icon too, which just shows like a little, it's like, looks like a microphone, but I want it to be on an existing object on my page. So I want it to be on the beach ball.
What would be an action object?
It's,
You'll get there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So existing object, so I click on, now here it's gonna bring in my objects that I have. Here's the image, I don't want it to go to the pug. Here's the shape, I don't want it to go there. Here's the text, I don't want it to go there, but I do want it to go to this beach ball. So I'm gonna say okay, and then okay, and now this beach ball is gonna take me to abcya.com. Okay?
Is there something that shows on that to remind you that you had it as a hyperlink?
Yes, so when I am in snowflake mode, if I hover over it, see how it has a play symbol? It tells me that there's an action on there.
Okay, I see it.
Yep. If I'm in present mode, see how it does a square around it? It tells me that there's an action. You can't see it with this picture, this pug picture, because it blends in. But you can see I have actions on all of these objects because it's got like a little square around it. No, great question. Okay. You had a question about the action, and I'm going to play around because honestly, I'm not quite sure. So insert, link, website, action object, abcya.com, and I'm going to say okay, and I don't know. Looks like it's blank. I don't know why you would do that, to be honest with you. But so basically, the only way that I know it's there is if I'm in presentation mode. See how it's there, but there's no image associated with it. So let's just not do that. Let's just not do that one. We link it to an object, or
It looks
just
like
have
you
the
could
text.
change the shape of it or the size of it. So maybe
this-
if you put it over the entire, like if you had one thing on that
Yeah.
page and you put it over the entire thing,
Yeah, maybe, but it would still be blank, so who knows? But yeah, that's true.
they
Like
would
just a
know that
background.
click on it or whatever.
Yeah. Okay, so that's how I can insert a website. You can also, like I said, insert a file. So for example, like here's the shape right here. Maybe I want to file, link, do a file, and let's say I want it to be linked to this PDF. And I would say open. And then it's going to ask me, where do I want it linked to? Do I want it just as a text? Do I want to link it to an existing object? Which I do. I want it to be my shape. And then, select all your choices here and just say, okay. And now if I'm in presentation mode here, when I click on that shape, it's going to open up the PDF. So. So much you can do. Yeah. All right, so now I might want to, again, put in a YouTube video, right, on my ActivInspire lessons. So I want to go to insert link, just like I did here, and then embed HTML. So now I'm going to go back to that sea turtle, right, and get that embed code that I showed you earlier. So YouTube, sorry, some people weren't here. Okay. So YouTube has really great embedding capabilities for softwares like ours. If you click share right here, you want to get the embed code. Then you want to copy that embed code. And then you're going to go back to ActivInspire here and paste it in and say okay. So now here's that video. It's going to take a little bit of time to kind of load, but now I have this little video in here that I could you know, watch my students. I can make it bigger, can resize it if I want to, right? And kind of play around with it. But
Very nice.
so you can insert, you know, and then we can play it, make it bigger from here. So yeah. Any questions on inserting resources? Okay, we don't want that one. Let's go back to my page browser. I want to make sure I showed you everything. Yeah. Oh, I didn't show you how to do a link. Just the text. But it's basically, instead of selecting, just go to insert, link, website, and I want to say, I got to get this out of the way, www.abcya.com, and I want it to be text, say okay, and then it brings that link right here as well. Okay, so that was just you to practice inserting links to objects if you wanted to. Remember, there's two different ways. Use the insert button up here or use that action button, depending on how much interactivity you want for here. Okay, so hidden. Hidden is a cool feature. It can get kind of confusing though, but kids do love it. So maybe you have a question up here, like how many legs does an octopus have, right? So this is an object. You see how I have an action on it, right? Because you see that little blue button. So if I tap it, it just shows the answer. So it can be kind of fun and engaging way for me to kind of do that with my kids. So maybe we're talking about Spanish, right? What's the Spanish word for apple? I do not speak Spanish, but anybody help me out? So, you know, you can tap on these images and it's hidden, but when you tap on that icon, it does something. And like this one, question, oh, cute little critter, you know, I don't know. So this is the hidden feature. To be able to set that up, what you're going to do is you are going to, like, for example, here's a little guy. I'm going to make him bigger. Maybe I want to cover him up right now with a circle. Okay, so here's my two little critters, and when I tap on him, I want the guy to show up. So what I would do is I would right click, and if I select hidden, oops, or I did the opposite. I should have did the hidden on the, hang on. Nope, I don't want to do that. Never mind. Ignore what I just said. I don't want to be hidden. It's not the way you do it. So if I go into, I'm drawing a blank now, go into my top here, and I want to do hidden. I thought it was in my toolbar. No, it is hidden. It is right. I must have did something wrong. And I want to apply it to this. I think I'm doing it to the wrong thing again. Hang on. Yeah, no, I did it right. I wonder why it didn't work the first time though. So I would just tap on, you know, you need two objects for this, right? So you just apply whatever you want hidden to be hidden for that object. So this 8 was hidden, right? Not the octopus, but I had it linked to there. So different capabilities, just kind of, again, a little fun little tool. And remember that reset page? Were you guys here for the reset page? If I want to bring it back to where I was before, I just click reset and everything goes back. Okay, let me see. Do we have anything else? Okay, so this might be mind-blowing, but it's really cool and the kids love this tool. So basically, everything that I've been talking about so far is objects and actions. And everything that you do in ActivInspire, it brings things into layers, right? So sometimes you have to bring things to the front. Sometimes you have to bring things to the back. Annotations and your pen tools and highlighter tools, they will always be on the top layer. Objects that you bring in, like shapes and text and images from your computer or the internet, will be in the middle. Your bottom layer is initially empty, and then your background layer is always on, like, underneath, like a grid paper or something like that. So everything's done in layers. So this right here is what we call our object browser. So as you can see, look at how many things I have in my middle layer, right? Most everything goes there. Top layer would be annotations. I don't have any annotations right now, but let's go ahead and make an annotation. And you see how that annotation now showed up, okay? If I had a background, that would also be on my bottom layer, right? So everything's kind of sitting on top of it. So what I want to do is I want to kind of, if I want things moved around and you're not quite sure where something is on your page and you want to move it, you have the ability, like if I want this to be on my top layer, I can move that text on my top layer. And I'll show you why that's important in a minute, because right now you're like, well, who cares what layer it's on, right? So it's not going to matter for most of you, but there is a cool little thing that you can do, and you can kind of make things disappear and reappear. Really good for like lessons on like erosion and things, how they changed over time. Instead of having like a side-by-side picture, you could have it hidden behind and use a magic eraser tool or magic ink tool, and then it kind of magically shows. So what I want to do here is I want to basically, if I take it right now, this goes on top, right? This image is on top. And what we have here is called our magic eraser button. So if I take my magic eraser, if I erase, nothing's happening right now. It's not showing me the inside of the earth like I want to see. And that's because magic ink only works with images that are on the top layer. So what that means is this image right here, I want it to get on the top layer so that I can erase this image and the core will magically show up. So I'm going to take this image and I'm going to move it to the top layer. Oops, see, now this annotation's cleared. I'm going to clear my annotations again. So now I'm going to slide this guy on top. So I have two pictures, right? The earth and then the core behind it. Kids can't see this. But now I could be like, you know, teaching you, hey, have you ever wondered what the inside of the earth looks like? Yeah, you have, right? And you can watch this guy's, I'm a magician. And you can take that magic eraser, magic ink, and erase and be like, look at, that's the inside of the earth looks like. I don't know, just kind of cool. They think it's fun. But, so just know that if you ever want to use that magic eraser button right here, you need to, magic ink only works with the image that is on the top layer. It'll erase your top layer for you.
So that's a tool that you can add to your toolbar.
It's a tool that you can add to your toolbar. Yep. Yep, I have it in there. It's really great. Like, I'm trying to think of other ways. How other ways could you do this? Like, I did it a lot with erosion, like Mount St. Helen. We talked about volcanoes, landforms, you know, in second grade. And so I showed him a picture of pre-St. Helen, and then I used that magic ink and showed him what it looked like after. I don't know. So, kind of cool. I like that little tool. So I had just put this in there for you to practice, you know, going into that object browser, sliding that image up to the top layer, and then trying that tool out. All right, let's see what else. Okay, importing existing content. So I was just going to talk about this really briefly for this session because there is a whole session just on converting that we did earlier today. It's kind of a hot mess, but we did it. So I'll talk about how you can insert some files and what they look like. And then let me see if there's any other tools. You might want me to show you the ticker tape, right? That I needed to show you earlier.
You really want to show it, so I think you should.
I do. Yes.
Can you show it at some time? Right, Christine, you and I talked about this. It's like getting the things ready for like the Bridges math, like the snipping tool, to be able to move those over to get the larger.
Yeah, so in their math program, they have to do a calendar. So what the company does, it gives them like the full calendar.
Right.
And that's too small to have up here on the panel. So one of our teachers took the snipping tool and like took it day by day. But she wants it to be able to be big enough so that when she does snip it, it's not like blurry when she blows it up on her ActivInspire on her flip chart.
And then you can go like, you know, this is, you know, May 1st, and here's your card. And then, you know, go to your next day, so next, and then May 2nd, here's your next card.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was from like the little calendar piece
Right.
to make it bigger.
Okay. So you have, can I get logged into Bridges to test it out, like on my computer?
I don't have an account,
I
so
can-
that would be
I
up
can
to
log
you
in. I mean, I
guys.
have it on Chromebook.
Right, but you don't have
I can log
ActivInspire.
in there
So,
later.
I have
Okay.
both.
okay, so maybe we could just hook up your computer up and try and test it out here in a minute.
Oh, I
Okay.
got enter your message.
Okay, sure.
Just got her ticker tape up.
Yeah. Do you really?
I do.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so I won't really talk about importing existing content then because we kind of already talked about that, and then my next session I'll go a little bit deeper. But okay, I'll just show you ticker tape, and then we'll test out that Bridges thing then if you want.
Thank you.
So in the tools little area up here, you're going to see that you have like, you know, desktop tools where you can take a screenshot like a snipping tool, right? Built in. Pen, highlighter, magic ink, all of these little things, shape recognition. Okay, I just have to show you this here for a second. Let me see, I can talk all day. Watch what happens when I press. You might want to get these tools on here because I cannot for the life of me draw a shape. Where is that? Oh, hang on. Okay, so if I want to draw, did I take it away? Okay, so here's the shape tool. So I'm going to draw a circle. It's not perfect, but if I wait a minute after I press it, it makes it into it. So I also can take the pen tool and select handwriting recognition first. So I'm going to just say, whoa, that's terrible. Okay, let's go down to small. So text tool, handwriting pen tool, handwriting recognition. I'm going to say hello. And then it's going to convert it. It should, but it's not. It's like grayed out. Did I get rid of my handwriting recognition? Oh, but it's supposed to do the same thing. It turns it into text for you. But I think
That's nice too.
it is
Smart Notebook
nice.
did that too.
What's that?
Smart Notebook did that
Yeah,
too.
so I put those, again, I think that's a heavy hitter. I don't know why it's grayed out. I have to look at my toolbar and see what I did. I don't know. But I love the ability to be able to kind of write something and then press that button and it turns it into text for me. Okay, so underneath tools, we have the revealer tool, spotlight, camera, right? I can also do camera from here and take just a area snapshot, all that kind of things. Math tools, whole bunch of math tools. There's your dice right there. Okay. And then more tools right here. So within more tools, I have the ability to record just sound if I want to. Sound recorder. I have screen recorder. So like you probably had a subscription to Screencastify or something for hybrid. Okay, it's built right in here for ActivInspire. So you can record right from here and it saves it as an MP4 file. So that's built in right here. So if you lose your subscription, it's in ActivInspire. You can do a clock, right? Ticker tape, a whole bunch of different things. So if you click on ticker tape, you can type your message, grab your writer's notebook for today, right? So the kids might have to get it. I can change the colors, you know, all of that kind of good stuff, the font. Maybe I'm going to make it, I don't know, whatever, and just say okay. And then say, okay, I can preview it first to kind of show it. That's really slow, right? So I can kind of change it if I want to, change the speed of it, the position if I want it in the middle of my screen. I can insert, save them, save certain ticker tapes. And then where's my speed?
I was just gonna ask you that. Where's the speed? I don't see it.
Yeah. Oh, up here. So I can increase the speed up here. Up and down.
So in order to use that, then you have to have the ActivInspire open, or can you have it going just?
Nice. So how do you get rid of it?
Get rid of the ticker tape. So you go back into your ActivInspire and then you're going to just close it out where that speed was.
Is there a spinner on there?
spinner? There is on the panel.
Oh, it's on the actual panel, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot.
But you can, there are widgets in here that you can insert spinners to. Yeah, so your resources area, click here, and then type in spinner. And you'll find, oops. Oh, there better be. Maybe I don't have them all. Spinner.
Room blue. I don't know.
Well, I know Promethean had it, but I didn't know how to use it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like you're not in build, you're in.
Oh, present, yeah. But it shouldn't matter. I should be able to search for that. Spinner. Yeah, I guess we don't have any spinners.
But you said there is one in the main tools.
Yeah, in the
I know
panel?
Promethean has one.
So within ActivInspire? Yeah, so there's a little widgets, but I could have swore that it was in,
I'm asking is because on ActivInspire, like certain things, like if I have to do annotate, because I would put a spinner up on something with bridges, and then when I would annotate to switch spinners, it would like erase everything because I'd have to take annotate off, and that was a pain. Because then I'd have to go to my computer to spin, and the kids actually are ones who were like, Miss Hahn, go to your computer.
yeah.
Yeah, that drove me crazy.
The thing is like most of them right now, if they want to be able to use their desktop ActivInspire, they have to screen share.
Yes.
So a lot of them are also doing the annotate on top of the screen share at the moment because we don't have the direct connection.
Okay. Okay, so explain that to me one more time.
Okay. So like how you're connected directly to
Right.
our panel right now.
Yeah.
None of our desktop computers are like that.
Okay,
So they're screen sharing everything from their desktop.
right.
at the moment. So when they're trying to use, say, a spinner, you know, maybe it's on their desktop or maybe they're trying to annotate. They're using the annotate on the panel to write over top of what's on their screen share.
Okay.
And like you said, it's not.
Like on bridges, there's a spinner thing. So I used the spinner and I created the spinner so the kids could do the active thing. But then I wanted to write on my screen as well because it was a smart notebook file.
Right.
And to do that, you have to use annotate. And then when you try to switch, like you have to get rid of the annotate tool to go to the next screen.
So you couldn't use your pen tool in Smart Notebook?
use your pen tool in Smart Notebook.
Because if you
They
want to
can,
write,
but it's a good 2-second delay.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's just
well, with screen
With the
share because you're going through the internet twice, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you used the spinner built into the Promethean panel?
all the time.
Spinner. Okay. Yeah. So yeah. Are they going to be hardwired? Their computers, their desktops?
We have not
Okay.
really, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
You know what, I don't know if I did use, now that you said that, I think I used the spinner from Smart Notebook and not from Promethean for what I'm thinking of, so that was probably.
Yeah. So you could, because this
Yeah, I
floats.
should have just did.
This
that.
floats on top. You can create your own spinners
Right,
to your
right.
heart's
I
content.
have done it, I just think, I think I
Yeah.
used Smart Notebook for what you just
So
said.
now you have that spinner up, can you annotate too?
Yeah.
What, with them both up?
Yeah, I mean, I could use the annotation within ActivInspire here, and I could use the Annotate tool on here, but I'm not going to use this on here because it's not going to stick. This is a quick on-the-fly annotation tool. So I only use that if I'm like on, you know, like a YouTube or a PDF that I have open or something like that, where if I want to use like, you know, my annotation stick, I come in here. So I'm using Annotate here, right? And then I'm using my spinner that's built into the locker. And I can have multiple spinners up too. So I can have, you know, a couple spinners up, right? I can create my class list, no more popsicle sticks, right? So yeah, does that help solve that problem?
It does, it's, yes, if we're gonna use ActivInspire, it'll help because then I can just write straight from there and there shouldn't be that delay, right?
Right.
Or will there still be that delay?
There's going to be a delay if you're in
That delay
screen
is what
share.
drives me crazy, but I'm very impatient.
No, I am too. But there's,
And with kids, it's.
We
It's like,
should,
I want it to work now.
yeah,
I will have to talk to Kat and we could try hooking up your desktop directly to that.
I just tend to use Annotate a lot because it's just quick, done, boom, I can move on.
Annotate's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, no, I totally get you. So again, any kind of screen sharing or casting software, there's going to be like a little bit of a lag because it's going through the Wi-Fi essentially twice. You know, it's running on your device, but then it's got to run through this, and then so there is definitely a lag, and depending on how good the internet is that day, it could be an issue too. So, but yeah, no, I hear you. So, if one day we can get ActivInspire on the web, right? Instead of being, yeah. Okay, any other questions, or do you want me to show you? We want to do that bridges thing? Do you want to do that?
You don't mind.
No, I,
Yeah, we're, do you want me to show you anything else that you can think of that you loved in Smart Notebook that you haven't seen today that you want me to show you? I know you're probably getting too much. Okay, so we got, my next session's not until 2, so let's kind of, I'll unplug my device, and then you want to pop yours in here, and we can have you log in and see if we can be, do that solution for you.
and what is it on there you guys wanted to see?
Well, see, I don't have permission, I don't have the board yet.
Number corner.
And then bring
So
up
what do you
like,
think about things not being?
The number corner.
like for the month, you know how you touch out